what's your vision for the podcast?
My vision is to algorithm reflects you. Like, I'm really starting to believe that, like, if you're into certain things, that's going to come on your social media. And of course there's negative stuff out there, but just don't pay attention to it. So for me, what's worked is I'm just in my own journey. I've been in my own world. I don't have a feed. All my feed is just my stuff. And I know that, like, might sound, yeah. I did that strategically because I used to feel bad. I used to go on social media and then I'm comparing myself with so many people. Then I'm thinking, oh, I'm not there. And it gave those subconscious thoughts. I don't know. So then I was like, wait a minute. Why am I even doing that? So, like, on my personal Instagram, I unfollowed absolutely everyone, my parents, family. Now on the family podcast, like, I have people like yourself. That's a bit different. And that's more of a networking type of thing. But yeah, took away all distractions. And so now it's just all about me in terms of what I'm putting out there. Because if I start focusing on what other people are doing, kind of...
Yeah, no, it's crazy how the algorithm changes, because when I started looking at websites, I started getting instantly, like the next day I got Wix ads, I got entrepreneur ads, reels that were all entrepreneur business. And I was like, hold on, if I can change my mindset, that means I can change the algorithm, and then the stuff that comes my way and what I'm influenced by is basically what I think and my thoughts. Did you find with Instagram and Reels and Facebook and everything like that, did you find that, how did it impact in your life before you had the podcast? How did social media impact you?
Before I had so there's two parts of it. I had the podcast, then I was doing YouTube and socials. What you say, even before that? Before
being a content creator. Okay. Just your normal everyday life.
How was it for me?
Yeah.
I was wasting time. Yeah, now that I think about it. What was I doing? Scrolling through it, wasting time.
What was your I guess passions and interests before this?
So like I've always been into football. I've always been into self-development as well. So I've always had that mindset, like, and even back then, before I was a content creator, there were still moments where I'd get the camera and say something inspirational because I'd be reading a book. So I'd always had that maybe small mindset I didn't know I had, but I've been into personal development for a long time. Yeah.
And what's a book that you would recommend?
I think the one that I recommended for you, what's it called? How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yes, yeah. Why would you say that?
That book changed a little bit of my life a little bit too. Just kind of the principles I just talked about then. How to lead, how to lead a team, right? How to Win Friends and Influence People literally gives you the blueprint on how to lead a family. Like, how can I, when things in the house, your parents, people, how can you communicate well with them to get it in a way where they do what you want? That's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Right? And people can use that in a good way or a bad way. Of course, we use it in a way that's good, but yeah, how to win friends and influence people.
What would you say is the biggest tip that you got from that book?
Empathy.
Empathy, okay.
So like in the book, one of the things it says, never criticize people. And that was mind-blowing to me, because that's what I used to do. If I see someone doing something, I'd be like, bro, why are you doing that? You're like this or like but that's not going to work. If you're just going to bruise their ego and make them, no one wants that feeling. So that's a huge thing. So now when you learn that, hey, you did really well there. I really like how you did that, but look, you've been trying to do this. Why don't let's do it like this way? And they'll be like, oh yeah, like, now you're leading a team. So like things like that. So now how can I motivate people to get things done and use what they want,
No, I noticed that. This is why it was good like that I met you, because I always said to you, like, you have a way with words that just made people feel like heard, made them feel good about themselves. And then I always appreciated that about you, because like a lot of people, when I noticed that they do have empathy, but at the same time, when it gets down to the pressure, when it's like hard, that really shows your true colors. And I feel like in this world, it's hard because we're just changing rapidly, and it's like, it's very hard to build that relationship. But yeah, that's why I noticed in you as well. Now would I go with it?
What's your vision for your podcast?
Oh yeah, I will ask you that. This is why I didn't want to make it into an interview. I don't know how to make it into an interview conversation.
That's why I just started asking you questions now. How are you finding it?
But then does that mean you're the host?
No, but like, because I got to step you away from the overthinking part.
Yeah.
So you see how I noticed. So I did it before. Did you realize it?
No.
You didn't realize it. So.
Oh yeah, we kind of got into like.
Yeah, because I asked you a question because I didn't want you overthinking, and then you answered and you spoke nicely.
But that's why I'm curious, because I'm like, with a podcast.
Action!
Because for me, as a podcast host,
it should be a conversation.
As a podcast host, I had Cariana once. Cariana was a really great guest because she was asking me questions too, and it felt like I was like, aw, it just felt nice. So that's good. Yeah.
Because when I also ask questions, I have so much to ask, but I also don't want to bombard you with fighting with a lot of questions, because then it seems like an interview. Okay. Anyways. I'm gonna have you back on, by the way. This is not gonna be it. We're just practice.
But this is good practice. But even still, we can. So even if you'd allow, I'll put this on a drive for you. I'll put it up. But even the small little nuggets in there that we can post.
We can use on reels or something.
Yeah.
Vision.
Come up with my vision. My vision.
What's your vision for the podcast?
My vision is to take over the world. The world domination, and what I mean by that is just to. Being in as many places as possible, impacting lives, just being out there, consistency. Every single day you're going to see the Rubasha Family Podcast. I even want to bring on shows, right, where people have their own shows. I don't even need to be there. They're coming in. For example, let's say there's a whole Mind Matters with Michelle show on the Rubasha Family Podcast. So it's media networks, a whole media conglomerate. That's the vision. Think about that.
That was confusing.
I know, it was confusing. Basically, what I'm saying is I want the podcast, the vision is for this to, be a whole media network, where everyone...
Like Netflix?
Yes. Like Netflix. On Netflix, you can go in and watch this section, right?
Yeah.
There's on the Rubasha, I want to go and watch Michelle. Boom.
Yeah.
Michelle. I want to go and watch... Collins, whatever, or real estate or thing. There's a section I want to go and watch, like Netflix. And that could be even something like going off YouTube. I'm thinking that why don't we build our own Netflix?
Yeah.
So literally we have a Netflix where they come in, they pay a subscription, and they can get access to all this. And we can use YouTube and the other platforms as they can get the sneak peeks and lead them to the paying service. I want it to be. Why can't we be Netflix? We can.
Yeah, no, that sounds cool. I love the aspirations. How do I end it? Oh yes.
Yeah.
Let's just end it with this. How do you think? So I always ask my guests this: how we can bridge the gap between the younger and older generation. What are your thoughts on that?
Doing what you're doing. Doing what you're doing. Bringing someone in the older gap, sitting down with them, asking them questions. And then when you do that, you're going to market it. People are going to watch it. There'll be young people who go and learn from that guest. That guest will learn from you. That's how you bridge the gap. Social media, exactly what you're doing.
Thank you.
So you're on the right path.
Thank you. Okay. I appreciate you coming on here. I will have you next time again.
Cool.
And then, this episode is just... But thank you so much.
No worries. Yeah, you know what's funny? I realized a lot of people who are walking here, because you're a pretty woman, so then they're looking and then they think maybe I'm with you. Huh?
I think they just look at the lights.
No, they're looking at you. They're like, damn, she's fine. And then they're like, is that her boyfriend or something? Calling all high-level entrepreneurs, you're a CEO. You're determined, you have a vision, and you're so busy right now. You're so busy and overwhelmed with what you love, and it's actually a good thing. You're focused on that. We want you focused on that as much as possible, but at the same time, you need to grow your brand on LinkedIn. It's as vital as ever, right? The person who gets the deal is the person who's the most visible. It's not being about good at what you do. So we are having an opportunity with our waiting list for all CEOs and high-level entrepreneurs who want to be able to grow their personal brand and garner opportunities, be able to speak in front of thousands of people. For you to be able to get inbound leads, enhance your sales team, you need to build a brand. When they come on your LinkedIn profile, whatever they see is so vital, and we are on the forefront of that bringing up a new product to help you do exactly just that. Stand out in the marketplace with your personal brand, because it's you. People want to know you, the CEO. They want to know in behind you, and they want to be inspired by you. So when you supply that, you become the expert and you stand out. Join the waiting list so you can get access, inclusive insights in our WhatsApp community. See you soon. Wait, let's get someone to take a picture.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're gonna love that one.